Today I want to talk about rumination and how to stop it. This is something I really struggled with because the rumination was very intense and it was every waking hour, every waking minute, every waking second I was thinking about my fears, my teams, and I was constantly trying to solve it. And I think that this is one of the things people hate the most about the condition, because you're constant in search for something and trying to solve and think about, and it wears you out, and you will get very tired of it and sick of it, and it's understandable. And a lot of people don't understand how it works, and they go um, in the wrong direction to get a hold of it and get better from it. And yeah, and today I want to share with you how um, this improved by me, and now it's not even present anymore. I'm not thinking about my fears anymore because I'm not scared of it anymore. I'm more at peace with it. I have acceptance about my worst case scenarios. And so if we dive deeper into the rumination part, so how you can see what OCD is a jacked up safety mechanism that is trying to keep you safe. So what happens is that um, you have a specific fear, a specific theme where you're scared of something. There's always a fear. So, for instance, I take harm OCD, and I had it. And when I was around knives or I was in the kitchen, I constant, I directly got very intense thoughts, images, urges, and because I was so scared of the fact that I possibly could hurt my partner or someone I loved, that was so intense and it felt so real. And I really didn't want it, but OCD lets you feel you want it. So what happens is that when you had such an anxiety spike, that after that you will constantly ruminate about your specific theme or fear and trying to solve it and think about it. But you need to realize that for the most part it is automatic and it is a habit. It has become a habit. So you have a certain um, ability to stop ruminating, but not a whole lot. So when you're actively thinking about your subject or your theme of your fear, okay, we're gonna think now about my fear. That is the thing you can stop, and better you stop. But for the most part, it's automatic, and this is because OCD is a jacked up safety mechanism. It's trying to keep you safe, and it's sending you signals. So the anxiety is sending you signals to alert you that there's something dangerous going to happen. So he tries to keep you safe. He wants you to solve it, but there's nothing to solve. There's nothing to solve because there isn't a problem. But how you see a lot of YouTubers say, there's my cat again, You see a lot of YouTubers say that you can, if you stop ruminating every day for 1%, in 100 days you stopped 100% ruminating. But it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work that way. And you will see for yourself, try it. 1% a day less rumination and 100 days you're better. No way. I tried it for 500 days. Because what it is that if you need the whole spectrum of recovery of OCD to stop the rumination. Because if you're still very scared of your particular fear, of your particular feared outcome, of your feared scenario, of your worst case scenario, if you're still very fused to it, very scared of it, then it is normal that these thoughts or the rumination stays present. It won't go away. It will never go away. So you need to do the whole spectrum. At first, you need to educate yourself on what is OCD and what is anxiety. What are the particular themes in your case, you have, and just do your homework with it. Really get to know OCD. What is it and how does it work? What does it do? What is it? Not in a compulsive sense, but really you need to understand what you're dealing with. Otherwise, you can't get better. Second, you need to know what anxiety is, how it works within you, that kind of things. Then, when you know your particular fear, harm OCD, P OCD, contamination OCD, sensory motor OCD, then you can see what kind of compulsions am I doing. And it doesn't matter how big, how small these compulsions are, but you need to stop them. If you don't stop doing your compulsions, you will never get better. Even if it's small ones, it doesn't matter. If you're still doing compulsions, even the very little ones, you won't get better of OCD because you reaffirm or you're saying to your brain that you're still scared of your particular fear, of your particular theme. You never get better. Then, when you did that and you worked on your life structure, going to work, going to the gym, going out with friends, regardless of how shit you feel, you stop actively thinking about your subject and just living as good as you can. It won't be perfect, and if you are stopping compulsions, you will feel more shit than ever. Your anxiety will skyrocket, and it will be a very intense period because you will let go of all your safety mechanisms, all the things you're doing in the moment to alleviate your anxiety. So anxiety will skyrocket. That's what will happen, but it is necessary to get better. So it's a good thing, but it's a very hard thing. Then, when you really are further in getting better, so you're not doing compulsions, you're living your life regardless of how you feel, you're working on life structure, and then you're working at OCD, and you know about it, what it is, how anxiety works, and you really work at OCD, seeing how your perspectives are, seeing what you're scared of, and seeing and make more peace with your worst feared scenario. Make more peace with your fears. Make more peace with OCD itself, with anxiety itself, with all the feelings, all the emotions. Have more acceptance. Learn about acceptance, and really become less scared over time with your OCD in general, with your fears, with your particular fears. Become comfortable with OCD morphing to other themes, because that is what most likely will happen and what happened to me. I stayed stuck with sensory motor OCD, breathing OCD for 3 years straight. And I thought, when I get better from this particular team, I'm free. But nothing was more from the truth than that. When OCD of sensory motor OCD lessened in intensity, directly other team came. Harm OCD, health OCD, POCD, relationship OCD. And it will feel just as real, or it will feel, this is now very concerning and very alarming. So, I don't know what the cat is doing, but when you become less scared, you have more knowledge about OCD, when you're not doing compulsions anymore, when you're living your life regardless, have more acceptance, become comfortable with the worst case scenario, then what you will see, the fear will come down, the anxiety will come down, the thoughts will get less, and your rumination, your automated rumination, your automatic rumination will come down also. But it is a byproduct of your fear. So it works the other way around. You can't stop, you can't force stopping ruminating. It isn't possible. You can try it for all your life. I tried it very, very long. You will get the illusion that it works, but it doesn't work. If you're still scared of your team, your automated will never come down. Will never come down. So, and I have the OCD Clarity Action Plan. You can download it at ocdclarity.com, and there is at one of the last pages there is there is an option to really ask yourself the good questions and to really look into your specific fear. What is the thing I'm really scared of? What is it? And really, with an honest look, a lot of people say that the content of the thought or the rumination doesn't matter, but it really does matter. It will give you the information about the thing or the subject you're scared of. So if you're really you're automated rumination about harming someone, okay, that will tell you that maybe harm OCD is present. But then when you're working at OCD for 3 times a week for an hour, not in a compulsive manner, but really look into, not in the moment, what is compulsion, but really at set times, look into what is the thing I'm really scared of and what is so scary about it. And become more comfortable, more at ease, more accepting to that fear and to the most feared scenario. If you do that, you have a very good chance of getting better of OCD. And you really, it really is. That's the right path. But what I see is that I see a lot of downloads of the OCD Clarity Action Plan. And there are a lot of links into the document. And I see a lot of people starting, but not opening links. That's for me an indication that people putting it off. But you really need to work at OCD. You really need to take a year or 1.5 years. For me, it took multiple years to get better. Everybody who says you will get better in 2 weeks, or you can't set a timeline for getting better. Never. But you really need to work at it and have the right information. So please download my OCD Clarity Action Plan, work at it. If you have any specific questions, you can always ask. And for now, have a very good day. Enjoy the weather, if it's good with you. And do your best to get better. And you can get better.